Hey guys, tonight we are making a beef stew for dinner. This is kind of my tried and true Irish beef stew recipe that I always use. It's fairly simple to make, but you do have to devote a little bit of time to it. So let's get started. Okay, so in this bowl here, I have a 1.5 pound chuck roast that I cut up into pieces about yay big. And chuck roast is a really great cut to use with this particular dish because it breaks down really well after it braises for quite a while over on the stovetop. So this is definitely the cut that you want to use for this dish. To this, we're gonna just go ahead and season this with salt and pepper. Get everything kind of mixed in here. Like that. And now we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of flour to this. We just want to coat the meat with the flour because this is going to help thicken our stew as it cooks. The flour is going to help thicken it. So just get everything coated here, and then we'll move over to our Dutch oven over on the stove. Okay, so we have our Dutch oven on medium-high heat right now. With about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in there. And then just go ahead and add your beef right in here, and we're just going to brown this off. We're not going to cook these pieces all the way through. So this should take a few minutes to do. Once everything is browned up, go ahead and just use a slotted spoon and just remove these from the Dutch oven. And then we'll move on to the next thing. Okay, so as you can see, our beef has browned up pretty good here. So I'm just going to take all the pieces out and put them into this little bowl here. And let these rest while I move on to the next thing. Okay. Okay, so now go ahead and add 1 chopped yellow onion in here. And we're going to kind of sweat this a little bit. So this should take about 5 minutes. And every minute or so, just come through here and kind of move this around. Once this is softened up, we'll move on to the next thing. Okay, our onions have cooked down a bit. Now we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. We'll mix this up and let this cook down for another minute or 2 as well. Okay, now we're going to add another 2 tablespoons of flour. This will also help us thicken the stew a little bit here. Let this cook down for maybe a minute or so. Okay, now it's time to add our beer. So go ahead and add 1 cup of Guinness. This will also thicken up a little bit. As soon as you notice that this is thickened up, we'll add back our meat and our beef stock. Okay, our sauce has thickened up here. We're going to go ahead and add our beef back in here. We're going to add a few sprigs of fresh thyme leaves. And then a box of beef stock. And I'm going to let this come up to a boil. And then I'm going to reduce it down to a simmer. And we're going to let it simmer uncovered for about an hour. Okay, our stew's been going for about an hour now. Now we're gonna add in some vegetables. So in this bowl, I have 2 russet potatoes that I've peeled and chopped up. We have about 4 carrots in there that I've peeled and chopped, and then 8 ounces of button mushrooms that I've chopped up as well. So I'll add these into our stew here. Gonna get everything covered here with the broth. This is going to continue to cook for about another hour, and I'll go ahead and put the lid on this as well. So we'll see you then. Okay, our stew has been cooking on the stove here. All of our vegetables are nice and fork tender, so we're pretty much done. Now we're just going to add 1 cup of frozen peas to the soup here, and we're just going to let these warm through, which will take about 5 minutes or so. So we'll see you then. Okay, so here's our beef stew looking good, ready for dinner. We're gonna pair this with a piece of soda bread that I made earlier. So just gonna put that on the side there. So this should be good. So this is our Irish beef stew. It was pretty simple to put together, but you do have to devote a couple hours to just letting it cook. So this was our Irish beef stew. Enjoy.